Hey everyone, this is Clarinetgamer here with my game review. Now, I know that this gaming review is a bit late now. I'm going to get this off my chest. Just to give an explanation as to why I've been absent from my reviews. I know I said I'd be uploading them on Wednesday and doing them on Wednesday, but there's been a few things that's happened this week that's caused me to stop doing my reviews for some time. But I'm free now, so basically what's been happening is that I've just been busy over the past couple of days, and I would have done my reviews last night, but unfortunately I've encountered a problem with one of my wall switches. Like the switches on the wall, it just won't turn off. Like it doesn't click. Like it's like a flicker and it just doesn't click, and it easily turns back on anyway. But anyhow, enough of that aside. I'm here to give you my game review in this video, and this game review is none other than, you could probably tell as you can see from the corner of it, Crash Team Racing, another Crash Bandicoot game. Um, Now basically, I think Crash Team Racing is a very fun racing game, or a very fun go-kart or racing game that I've played on the PlayStation. It's it's a really good game, and to get started, I'm just gonna get into the review and stuff. Just to make sure I've got things written down here on my phone. First of all, the plot. Now, basically, the story behind this game is that Crash's friends are basically racing in go-karts around the world and everything. Um, and basically, a new enemy appears in this game, makes his debut in the Crash Bandicoot series, and that enemy is none other than nitrous oxide. And he basically challenges Crash and his friends to determine who would face him in a race to determine the fate of the Earth. And basically, Oxide says that if I win, I'm going to turn your globe into a concrete parking lot and make you all my slaves. And basically, they all have to race against each other to determine who would be the best one race to the face Oxide for the fate of the galaxy. And that's basically the plot from there. And you can choose either to play as Crash Bandicoot, Coco, Cortex, Engine, Tiny, Dingodile, Polar, Pura, who else is there who I missed? Crash, Cortex, Tiny, Engine, Dingodile, Coco, Polar, and Pura. I think I may have got everyone. I may have missed a few characters. I'm not sure. There's more characters to unlock, but I'll tell you who those are in the gameplay section. Now I'm going to go into that now. The gameplay for this game is really good. It's well, as I said, Crash Team Racing is a really good game. It's probably my favourite racing game in the Crash Bandicoot series. The other one being Crash Nitro Kart, which I'll get onto reviewing in the near future. But basically, Crash Team Racing is probably my favourite Crash Bandicoot racing game, or probably maybe my favourite racing game overall. But there's plenty of other racing games I like besides Crash Team Racing. But Crash Team Racing is at the top of the list. But basically, the gameplay is very similar to the Mario Kart game. So you basically control each character, whether it's a protagonist like Crash or a bad guy like Cortex. But the items that you use in the game are like a speed boost, and basically you get to use weapons like missiles and TNT crates and nitro crates, and there's red chemicals and green chemicals that appear, which are Brios, but surprisingly Brio doesn't appear in this game for some reason, and I don't know why. But the chemicals will probably obviously just be a tribute to Brio. Um, but yeah, the gameplay is solid. It's a really good race. It's got really good racing elements. The steering is really well done and really well, very well made. And the tracks in this game are unique as well because they're from Crash's world. For example, there's 4 different maps you choose to play as. There's so many different game modes you can choose from. Like an arcade mode where you can basically just compete for the trophies, like the cups, on easy, medium, or hard mode. And you can also battle with your friends on 2-player mode for the first time in the Crash Bandicoot games, and or 4-player mode if you had a multi-tap available during the PS1 or PS2 era, you would use that to play with your friends. But now, since you can play on the PS3, you don't need a multi-tap. You can just basically use 4 different controllers wirelessly, and it'd be so much easier. Um, But yeah, there's also the adventure mode. Now, basically, that really just consists of you just stopping Oxide from basically taking the Earth like into his own personal hands. But there's 4 different maps in this game. There's like an Insanity Beach map, a Lost Ruins map, a snow map. I can't remember the exact name of it. And there's also like a Citadel map as well. Now, basically, there's 4 bosses in each of these arenas, and those are like for the Insanity Beach one, there's Ripperoo, and for the Lost Ruins, Papu Papu, for the snow level or the ice glacier levels, there's Komodo Joe, and for the Citadel worlds, it's Pinstripe. But yeah, the gameplay is very unique. I mean, it may not be like as original, but it was inspired by Mario Kart, and it's a very good racing game. I would give the gameplay a solid thumbs up. Or my rating, I would give it 5 out of 5. Now what's next? The graphics. Now the graphics in this game are very good. Well, I mean, I think they're exactly the same as like Crash Bandicoot 3's graphics. Or well, maybe not be the same as Crash Bandicoot 3's graphics, but the graphics are really good for a PS1 game. Obviously, this game was released in 1999, and the PS1 graphics improved over the years, like all the way up to like the 2000s, and the PS1 graphics improved. So I would give the graphics like 5 out of 5, because I mean you could see like the underwater worlds and stuff like within all the different tracks, like Rouge Tubes for example. You can see the different water effects and everything. May not be it'll definitely not be as good as PS3's effects, but for the water levels, like for any game, like for example the Uncharted games, but still it's pretty good. You get to encounter old enemies as well, like in the like for example in Papu Papu's track, you get to encounter the infamous Venus or fly traps, which will eat your cart. I know that's sort of related to the gameplay, but I just want to mention it. And but yeah, for the graphics itself, I would give it, well, definitely 5 out of 5. I would say. Now, next is the soundtrack. Now, basically, I think the soundtrack is really good. I mean, it's got a unique soundtrack. For example, like it's got like the same kind of music like for the map music, except it's got its different kind of styles of music. For example, the Insanity Beach has got that kind of like marimba instruments, and for the Lost Ruins, it's got the different kinds of xylophones used, and for the Snow World, it's got the like the tambourines and stuff for the snow effects. Well, no, not snow effects, but you know what I mean. And also for the Citadel music, there's also the a brass they play in that as well, which is really good. I mean, it may not be proper instruments, but it fits well with the maps. And the other map I forgot to mention was the spaceship map, which is basically Oxide's world, and basically the MIDI instruments used there are appropriate for the spaceship map. But yeah, I would give the soundtrack well, I would give it. I mean, there's some tracks on there that aren't really as catchy and stuff, but overall it's really good. So I would give it 5 out of 5. Overall, this game I think is, I mean, overall rating, the game, like the plot's basically, I mean, is really good. The gameplay is like just, well, you can't ask for any more in a kart racing game like that, like this. You can't ask for more in the gameplay, because the controls are perfect, and there's nothing really much you can complain about. Yeah, there may be the odd glitch or two that might happen, but still, that can happen out of the blue, and you can't really do anything about that. But yeah. So basically, my overall rating, I would give it 2 thumbs up if I could. I really enjoy this racing game. Yeah, that's probably my new rating from now on, the 2 thumbs up and stuff. But so overall, that's my review, and I hope you enjoyed this video of me reviewing Crash Team Racing. Be sure to like the video, comment down below for your thoughts on Crash Team Racing, and subscribe for more gaming reviews. And until then, I'll see you next time for my gaming review, and you'll probably guess what my next game is. Like compared to my 4 past gaming reviews, which have all been Crash Bandicoot games. So from me, Cortex, Crash, and Coco. I'll see you guys next time when I give my next gaming review. Till then, this is Clarinetgamer signing off, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Start your engine for a Sony Computer Entertainment America production. Fasten your seatbelts for another Naughty Dog creation.